The levee's gone and there's no one here to help you now.
Hi, I'm John McCann from Survivor Resources. I've just had a new book come out. I'd like to do a short video to introduce it. It's called Practical Self-Reliance, Reducing Your Dependency on Others. I'm really excited about this book because I wrote this for anyone and everyone. A lot of the books I've written in the past are for people involved with survival or wilderness survival. This book is really written for anyone, whether you live in the city, you live in the suburbs, or you live in the country, if you want a homestead. What it does is provide you with a plethora of ideas in which you can utilize to be more self-reliant. You don't have to be out in the country in order to be self-reliant. You can live in the city, you can live anywhere. All you need to know is that there are different things that you can do in your situation that can help you reduce your dependency on other people, which is what you really want to do. This book is divided into 3 different parts. There's 325 pages, 275 photos, and 9 different diagrams. In part 1, I discuss the necessity for food, and I break it down into chapters on obtaining food, food preservation, food storage, and cooking options. There's a lot of things in here that will be of interest to anybody. I show a picture here of a friend of mine on a balcony, 7th floor balcony in Spain, who grows his own vegetables out on this balcony. Now, of course, he can't grow all his food, but he grows some of his food, and that's reducing his dependency on others. Next part, I get into useful practices and skills. This is an important part because before you can get into actually doing things to be self-reliant, you've got to develop some skills and have some stuff in order to do that. So I get into recycling and repurposing different types of items. I get into skills and tools of the trade. Tools of the trade are necessary in order to accomplish different tasks, but you also need the skills in order to use those tools. I get into just-in-case supplies, which are involved in a lot of different prepper books, but supplies are important. People tell me they don't have room to keep supplies around, and I discuss various ways from keeping bins of food under your bed to taking cases of food and stacking them up in a living room or a corner, putting a tablecloth over it, setting a lamp on it. Now you have extra food, you also have an extra table, and you've accomplished having the room to do it. The last chapter is on Don't Bank on Banks. This is an area that's often left out of books that have to do with reducing your dependency. A lot of people don't understand that when the electric goes out, there is no way to get your money. You can't utilize ATMs, you can't use charge cards, you go to the grocery store. If they will say you anything, it's going to be cash only. So I get into having a way in which to at least keep some cash at your home and keep it fireproof and keep it locked up. We also get into caching and some other different areas whereby you can hide different types of precious metals or money. But the big thing is not to be dependent on other people, the banks, or on the electrical system in order for you to have money. There's no saying back when I was a kid, I got money in the coffee can. And that's what you should have, is some money that's available to you immediately in an emergency situation. I saw a movie here recently where the lights went out, an Armageddon type situation, and between the 3 people in the household, they had $50. $50. It didn't go very far. So keep that in mind when you're thinking about being prepared and being less dependent on others. The last section of the book, in part 3, is on other essentials, and this is where we get into the meat of the reducing your dependency. I get into all-important water, various ways of collecting it, purifying it, the need for water, and for you to have it and not being dependent on others to get it. I get into chapter 11 is Let There Be Light, and I start this right out simply with what I call simple solar. Very simple ways that you can utilize solar. You can utilize power that is free for your use. You don't have to have a huge array of solar panels in order to do this. You may in order to run your entire household, but there are ways that you can utilize simple solar methods to at least give yourself something during an emergency situation or at times when electric isn't available. I get into alternate light, and this gets right down to simple things as slush lamps, making your own candles, being able to develop ways to get light for yourself, right down to taking a simple solar light out of your landscaping and bring it in the house when the lights go out, and now you have yourself a small LED lamp in order to move around with. I then move into sanitation and hygiene. Very important. A lot of people don't think that when there's no power or when there's a situation whereby you can't depend on the public system, that you're going to need a way in which to take care of your own hygiene and to get rid of sanitation, your own making, let's put it that way. I show simple ways to do that. I get down into washing clothes, a way to make a washer with a simple 5-gallon bucket and a plunger by drilling some holes in it, and then how to set up simple thing as a clothesline so that you can hang your clothes out to dry. This can even be done on the balcony of a building. So then I get into staying warm and cool. There are a lot of passive ways to do this. You don't always need power in order to stay cool or warm. So I go a lot into that chapter. And then I move into transportation options. These are various options you might be able to utilize in the event that you can't get gas for your gas guzzler. And last but not least is what I call final thoughts. And I get into putting all this together and my thoughts on how anyone, can become more self-reliant and less dependent on others if they utilize some of the ideas in this book and other ideas that I'm sure you can come up with yourself once you get in the mindset of being more self-reliant. Before closing here, I'd like to remind people I've written 2 other books. Good time to plug them. Build the Perfect Survival Kit. This is the 2nd edition. Stay Alive. Stay Alive is a book I did on wilderness survival, and it's a full color book. Absolutely, all the photos in here are in full color. As always, I want to thank you for joining us today. Be sure to check out my books on our website where you can get a signed copy. All you have to do is put in the comment section, "John, please sign my book," and I will do so. You can get them at Amazon.com or wherever fine books are sold. Be sure to check out our products while you're there. If you're interested, we have a lot of emergency preparedness products. I thank you for your continued support of myself, my writings, and of Survival Resources. I want to thank you for watching this video. I hope you're interested in running out and buying this book, and I'll see you next time around.